Hey, what's up you guys? So first off, you're probably wondering why we're in my room and not in the library, and it's because it is cold and wet and raining and I just wanted to curl up and be warm and cozy, and I didn't really feel like walking into the library. So here we are. Second. Well, there is really no second. So today we're going to be talking about my top 5 unpopular Harry Potter opinions. They are in no particular order, so don't be more or less offended based on which one I talk about first and last. Number 5, I don't like Remus Lupin that much, and I know this is a big one for a lot of people, especially because I've been watching a lot of people reviewing, especially Prisoner of Azkaban, where they first introduced Lupin, and everybody fawns over him because isn't he just such a gentle soul? So I don't like Lupin all that much, and I understand that people say, oh, he's really humble about himself and who he was in the past, and he feels bad about what he and his friends did to Snape when they were kids at Hogwarts. But that really doesn't excuse that kind of behavior where your friends relentlessly bullied this kid for 7 years, and as a prefect, you never stopped them and you just let it happen. And yes, just get ahead of it now. I understand that he didn't stop James and Sirius because he himself was very concerned that he had friends for the first time in his life and he didn't want to lose them by standing up to them. But still, I mean, the whole hanging him upside down by his ankles and taking his pants off really seems like something maybe Remus should have stepped in for, especially because he was like right there watching it happen. And then I feel like people, when they talk about how humble Remus is and how he's so understanding of Severus being annoyed with him and being outwardly cruel and rude when he's a teacher at Hogwarts, and he like takes up and he's like, oh yeah, I understand where Severus is coming from, but it's like, bro, he's still making you the Wolfbane's potion, even though we all know it's because Dumbledore is telling him to. Neville's boggart was Snape, and Lupin's suggestion to Neville was, picture him in your grandma's clothes. So he essentially took this figure in the kids' lives that's very austere and stern and kind of commands your attention and respect in a way, and said, here he is in an elderly woman's clothing, let's all have a laugh. And I was like, if I was Snape, I would be kind of pissed about that. Be like, bro, what are we doing? Why?
Ridiculous!
Why? For these reasons alone, as a devout Slytherin, I would be kind of insulted that you would do that to my head of house. Also, I feel like everybody is unjustly mad when Snape turns Lupin in for being a werewolf and he tells all the parents, and it's like, he forgot to take his Wolfbane's potion and transformed into a dangerous magical creature around children. Like, yeah, God forbid Snape maybe turn him in after that, so don't like Lupin. Moving on. Number 4. So in the epilogue, when we're introduced to all of the next generation of witches and wizards, Harry and Ginny's daughter is named Lily Luna Potter, and I get the sentiment, but I don't like it, and here's why. I understand Lily's love protected Harry from the killing curse when Voldemort came to kill him as a baby, and that's all good, and of course Harry loves her because that's his mother, but let's face it, she's been dead all his life. He did not know her, but Molly Weasley was there since his first year at Hogwarts as essentially a stand-in mother figure, the mother of his best friend, the mother of his future wife, who has taken care of him, took him in as essentially her 7th child, or 6th child, seventh child, and she doesn't get like a shout out in the names. So Ginny, what were we doing? Because we got James Sirius, so Harry's dad and godfather, Albus Severus, the 2 headmasters that essentially led Harry to his death, and Lily Luna, Harry's mother, and then like that weird girl that Ginny was friends with from Ravenclaw. Like,
Dad, what if I get put into Slytherin?
Lily Luna Potter.
You were named after two heroes, my mother and a really weird girl I went to school with.
Molly! Why couldn't she be Molly Lily? Because, or Lily Molly, whichever way you want to do it, although I think it should be Molly Lily because Harry already got to have James Sirius, so let her have that name. I feel bad for Molly that she doesn't get like a shout out with any of Harry and Ginny's kids. Like, she did so much for Harry. She took him in, she showed him what a real home and family was like. She always supported him, and it just seems so wrong. Okay, number 3, brace yourselves. I don't like Hermione. Okay, hear me out. I think Hermione was definitely more skilled than Ron and Harry throughout most of the series. I think she was definitely a useful and integral character, and I think her purpose there with her interactions with Ron was to help explain to the reader things about the Wizarding World, so she and Ron together were kind of like exposition characters, which was fine, it worked. But I think Hermione is just obnoxious, and I get that everybody's always like, oh, she's the smartest witch of her age, and I feel like turning in like extra homework doesn't make you a smarter student, and it doesn't endear you to your teachers, so I don't know why they all liked her, because it's like if you have all these students and you only have one teacher per subject and you're teaching all 4 houses for all 7 years, you've got a lot of homework to grade, and here comes this kid and you're like, give me a foot on like a charm, and she's like, here's 9 feet because I'm so smart, look at the research I've done, and you're like, Hermione, no, I've got to grade all these other friggin' papers. Why? Just why? And I think that when people get on to Snape for telling Hermione to put her hand down and be like less obnoxious, I'm kind of on board with him because she feels the need to show off that intelligence. Yeah, she gets better as the books progress, but she feels this like need from her insecurity to show off how much she knows, and she has to answer every single damn question, and Snape is like the only teacher who's like, put your hand down, because you know what, Hermione, other kids need to learn. You can't answer every question. And then when people get onto him for, you know, calling Hermione out for helping Neville, it's like, Hermione, you doing Neville's work for him isn't going to help him get better at potions. It's like, girl, let other people learn. 2, I don't know if this really counts as an unpopular opinion or if other people agree or anything like that, but my number 2 thought on the matter is I wish we had more classroom scenes. Like, I know the plot is taking place both internally within Hogwarts and externally within the Wizarding World in Britain, but I kind of just like, I feel it's cozy in Hogwarts, and maybe it's because it's chilly and I'm in a cozy mood right now, but I really wish we would have had more classroom scenes and things wouldn't have been so heavily from Harry's perspective. I guess like my unpopular opinion is that I wish we had more books that aren't from Harry's perspective that take place at the same time. Cause like I'm more interested in knowing like what are the professors up to? Are they spilling the tea about their students? Because I can definitely see McGonagall and Snape and Flitwick in a room like grading papers, and they're like, yo, let me tell you what's up with Pavarti, and like the other 2 are like, tell me, Minerva. Also, I feel like they probably call her Minnie, so they're like, Minnie, go, spill that tea, girl. What is going on? And I'm more interested in that than seeing like Harry chasing after Cho or Quidditch or anything. Although I do think it would be fun to experience a Quidditch match from the professor's point of view. Like they're just sitting there, like placing bets. Like Snape is clearly betting against Hufflepuff and Gryffindor all the time, but he's like low-key super on the side of Ravenclaw, and he and Flitwick like hang out all the time. Like I want to see that. I don't know if this counts as an unpopular opinion, but I want the Harry Potter books not from Harry's perspective. I just want to know like what are the professors doing this whole time? What's up with them? Number 1, and this, if you have seen any of the videos on my channel, should come as no surprise to anybody, but my number 1 unpopular opinion is that Gryffindors are kind of jackasses. And hear me out, because I know everybody's gonna be like, you just hate them because they're the main house, but no, I don't. I hate them objectively because I think the values that they favor are definitely values that you should want in yourself and your kids to like grow up and foster these children into being like good, strong people. You know, righteousness, bravery, loyalty, passion, all perfectly fine traits. Gryffindor just takes it to the extreme. They're like, bravery? Yes, I'm going to leap and never look because who cares about the danger? And it's just like, no. And then their righteousness often turns into like self-righteousness, and they always hate on Slytherin. They're like, oh, well, they're evil. And it's like, that's kind of brash to assume that your way of doing things is always right. Like, clearly, not all Slytherins are bad, but clearly, like, the Death Eaters, not the best group of people. They're fair to hate on, but like, you can't go around saying all of you are evil because you disagree with me inherently because you're in green and I'm in red. It's like, no, no, you can't just, no. And I just feel like to have all of the characters that we follow, well, most of them, like obviously Luna's excluded, but to have most of the characters who are good guys in Gryffindor is just like stupid, because a lot of them don't even belong in Gryffindor. Like, I understand that we want them all together and the Golden Trio can be together, but Hermione is so a Ravenclaw. Like, she has her Gryffindor tendencies, like completely flouting the rules because apparently they don't apply, but she belonged in Ravenclaw. I'm not team Ron going to Hufflepuff because he definitely should be in Gryffindor. That boy is brash, does things just because his heart tells him to, and he does not think about things, but he doesn't strike me as like a hard worker. And he's not super loyal because he like ditches Harry a few times because he gets annoyed. So he's not a Hufflepuff. But you have people within Gryffindor who don't seem super Gryffindory, like Percy Weasley. Hello, Slytherin. Kid is ambitious, he's resourceful, he's gonna succeed no matter what. Like, total Slytherin. Fred and George, I know people are going to say that this is such an unpopular opinion, so maybe this is like a sub-unpopular opinion. I also think Fred and George should have been in Slytherin because they're very, very smart. They're crafty, cunning, and resourceful with their wizarding wheezes. My God, that's hard to say. They're ambitious. They have the desire to open up their own shop in Diagon Alley, and they do before they're even like 20 years old. These aren't Gryffindor qualities. Like, yeah, they're kind of hot-headed and they're very family-oriented, but Slytherins are also very family-oriented. Like, look at the Malfoys. They do everything because of the family, but they have more of like a mobster mentality. But still, Fred and George and Percy, total Slytherins. So yeah, maybe my final unpopular opinion was that those three should have been in a different house, and maybe it's not that I hate Gryffindor so much, but I still do. So that's that. So this has been my rainy day unpopular Harry Potter opinions. Clearly it wasn't scripted. I'm just having a chat with you guys about things that upset me because it's cold and rainy and I kind of would like to be doing something, but alas, earwax. JK, alas, I'm stuck here in my room with my Hufflepuff, and he's in his Grinch pajamas, and we're just hanging out, and I was about to turn on Sorcerer's Stone, and then I started thinking about all the things that annoy me. These were only 5, and these were the most unpopular 5 because I know that people really like Lupin and Hermione, but I don't care. So that's that. If you like this video, you know the deal. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, leave comments down in the comment section down below. Let me know what your unpopular Harry Potter opinions are, and I'm sure that some of you are going to disagree with what I came out with. That being said, it's fine. Everybody's allowed to have their own opinion. Thanks, guys.